Okay, so I hear it's really good to ask for these sorts of things. So I'm going to ask you right now if you wouldn't mind being a freaking sweetheart and subscribing to MMA Flicks and Chill. Because we're going to hang out. We're going to talk about the fights. We're going to discuss our viewpoints on things. And I know you follow several others. And MMA Flicks and Chill is going to be the best one in like 2 years. But nobody knows yet. You could be the first. Subscribe. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Yeah. MMA Flicks and Chill. What's up, guys? Welcome to MMA Flicks and Chill. And we are going to discuss UFC 299 press conference. It was but there's some things to talk about. Also, take a look at my last video and let me know if you get my sense of humor or not. Because I think last time I checked it, there's only 19 views on it. And I think it's like one of the funniest videos I put out in a long time. So, yeah, would you be a buddy there and go check it out and let me know if you get my sense of humor, or maybe I'm just crazy and I'm the only one that thinks it's funny, which is quite possible. So let me know. Let's jump into the UFC 299 press conference. So they all walk out. We got Sean and Cheeto. We got Gilbert Burns and Jack Mandela. I'm sorry. He's still not interesting enough for me to learn his name. And I don't mean any disrespect by that. It just is what it is. I like what I like. Things get my attention when I find them interesting. And I do not find him interesting yet. You got Kevin Holland, an MVP. I am excited about that fight. And you have Peter Yan versus Son Yadong. So Dustin Poirier and Benoit Saint Denis. I mean, this dude's a badass. I'm actually worried for Dustin on this fight. And it's not that I don't have faith in Dustin, because I know he's a junkyard dog, but so is this Denis guy. He's just as wild. He actually called out Dustin Poirier. Who does that? Nobody calls out Dustin, because that is a fight that's going to take miles off of you. Even if you win, in a way, you still lose when you fight Dustin. Look what happened to Dan Hooker. So, okay, let's talk about Son Yadong versus Peter Yan. Now, I'm 45 years old, so I grew up kind of watching reruns of Taxi, and hearing Son's voice speak English, he kind of sounds like, I can't remember if his name is Lodka or Balki off of Taxi, Andy Kaufman's character, where he's like, "Thank you very much." He kind of sounded like him to me. And he looks like the Asian version of Tony Ferguson now. Remember how Tony bleached his hair blonde, wearing the glasses and the fly vest with nothing under it? That's Tony Ferguson, or Kane from Mortal Kombat. But it's very cool, and I'm not ragging on him. I think that Son Yadong is cool, and I'm excited to see. I'm becoming more and more interested in him, because he is starting to develop more of a character, more than just being a fighter. He's starting to show kind of his personality a little more. And I think speaking English is important for a lot of these fighters, just because there's a lot of American English speaking fans, and they can connect with their fans more. So I think it's important for them to do that. I did have a hard time with all the Spanish speaking during the press conference. Not that I have a problem with Spanish speakers, but I don't speak Spanish. So I feel like when people are speaking Spanish, this is information they don't want me to understand. And when there's not a translator, I have nothing to connect to with it, so it takes my attention away. And when I'm watching a UFC presser, I want it to keep my attention. Isn't that what it's for? So they kind of alienated their American audience a little bit on this presser with all this speaking, all the Spanish speaking. I mean, as technology, I mean, we're already there with technology where I probably could have figured out a way to, have it closed captioned in English or something like that, but I don't know how to do that, and it's too much work to actually research that right now. So what else we got? Peter Yan. Peter Yan also was speaking English. And was it just me, or was he channeling Habib? Like, he was like, I'm gonna smash your boy, that type of stuff. I'm gonna smash him. I'm gonna smash your boy. He was channeling Habib, and I thought that was interesting. But Peter Yan's always fun to watch. He's always fun. And remember, he was kind of a crazy, weird villain for a while in our eyes, because when he kicked Aljamain or kneed him in the face while he was down, and then Aljamain put on that performance that would get him an Oscar. What else we got? So a reporter asked Sean O'Malley. Now we're going to talk about Sean O'Malley a little bit too, because he's a clown worth clowning. Now, I'm a Sean O'Malley fan, but he's a clown worth clowning. I mean, he has clown hair, so I don't really think that it's a stretch referring to Sean as a clown. I think that that's part of his thing. I hear you. You always have to meow right in the middle of my videos. I understand. I get it. You want to come be in this? Come here. Come on, baby. There you go. You can be in it for a second. This is Lily. She is 17 years old, and she still hunts and climbs trees and plays. She's a very smart, intelligent cat that has nothing to do with UFC 299. So let's get back to it. Sean addresses, okay, so the reporter says something like, or the journalist asked a question about how Cheeto's plan is to just immediately go after Sean's legs, because, in the last fight, he compromised his leg and he kicked his calf and made his leg go numb and then just beat him. So Sean makes the comment, well, he can do all the calf kicks he wants. I'm going to be kicking his lips. So that was his comeback. I guess it was all right. Something interesting I find with Sean, and I'll just be honest with you, is he has this thing where he's like, I want to be a star. I want to be as big of a star as Conor McGregor, if not bigger. I don't know if he has what it takes. I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know. But I don't know if he has what it takes, because he doesn't have that personality. Press conferences felt like they were on fire when Conor McGregor was in them. You know what I mean? Like, when Conor McGregor was in a press conference, the whole press conference felt like it was on fire. Even the other fighters were entertained by everything going on. Sean O'Malley, he just kind of sits there like with no expression on his face, like, and his dark glasses, and just showing no emotion and no expression, nothing to connect to. All that he's giving us is this flamboyant clown look. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, he comes out in this lime green fuzzy jacket that's made out of like pom-pom material. He looked like a, what's ironic is he called Cheeto a piñata at the end of the press conference, but he's the one that actually looked like uh, a piñata that's part of like a trans LGBT coming out party. And like, that's all he's giving us. That's all he's giving us is this flamboyant look. He's got the clown hair. He's got the piñata, the trans piñata jacket. I just, okay. I mean, I'm talking about it. It's something to talk about. It's interesting. But his personality is just like, it's very dull. It's very void of personality. He doesn't really make like jokes that I connect to, really. Does he make jokes that you connect to? Like some of his things that he says, you do your calf kicks, I'll kick them in the lips. Like, does that do it for you? I mean, Conor McGregor, he started a whole like dictionary of words that are used in the UFC now, like red panty night. That's a phrase used, like everybody uses it now. The mega stars in the UFC are using Conor McGregor's lines. And like, how typical is it for people after a fight to refer themselves to like a king or something, like the king is back? Or, you know, just people take lines from him all the time. Ian Gary, he's constantly trying to be Conor McGregor and quoting his lines. And it's funny because these guys that are saying they're going to be mega stars, all they're really doing is kind of trying to channel a little bit of Conor McGregor the best they can, but they're just not him. They don't have that energy. They don't have that spirit. They have their own thing, and that's what they need to do. They need to find themselves. And I think it just comes off awkward and disassociative to us fans when they're trying to be somebody else, or they're trying to portray this character that they're not, because they feel that they're not being genuine. So it puts off a non-genuine energy. And that's what I think Sean is doing. He has this perception of himself in his head, and he has this perception in his head of how we perceive him. But I don't think that that's the same thing, because I perceive him as an unauthentic clown that is really good at fighting and exciting to watch at fighting. Having said all that, sounds like I completely slammed him. I guess I did a little bit, but truth be told, Sean O'Malley is one of my favorite fighters to watch in the octagon. But just outside of the octagon, I'm just like, I mean, if you want Conor McGregor status, you're going to have to be more authentic. You're going to have to find your own thing, because that was Conor's thing. You can't get as famous as Conor by doing Conor's thing. Sean, you got to do Sean's thing. You got to do the Sugar Show. Show us what the Sugar Show is. Is the Sugar Show just you wearing an LGBT trans coming out party pom-pom jacket and clown hair? Is that all you got for us? Other than flashy fighting? I mean, outside the cage, I feel like there's work that needs to be done if you want to get to that status. And nobody's going to see this video anyway. So the people that do will probably agree with me. And the people that don't, well, whatever. Your poor little feelings won't get hurt by me talking about my opinion of your favorite fighter. And again, for the record, I have a Sean O'Malley shirt, so I like the Sugar Show. But he is quite delusional. Okay, what else we got in these notes? Oh, Did you notice the part of the press conference? There's part of the press conference where the journalist asked Dana if it was hard booking fights for 300 when 299 was so stacked. Basically getting Dana to kind of admit that, yeah, I wasn't able to do everything I wanted for 300 because, you know, like our resources were limited. That's what he was trying to pull out of Dana, but Dana just alley-ooped it, and he started talking about all the great things they have planned for in the future, and it's all good. So that was a pretty sweet alley-oop from Dana. He's a good promoter, really good. I really respect him as a leader of the company. Not 100% of everything, obviously. There's nobody's perfect, but when it comes to promoting combat sports, what Dana has done globally for planet Earth in combat sports, he's the man. You got to admit that. Let's see, did we talk about everyone? Oh yeah, I wanted to bring, I'm sorry I'm bouncing all over the place with the order of the people that came out, but I wanted to give you my thoughts on Kevin Holland. I instantly really liked Kevin Holland when he first came onto the scene. And it's been a downward spiral for me. I feel like his personality has just diminished. He was like a spark when he first came out. He had all this personality, and now he rarely, his nickname given to him in the UFC was Big Mouth. And yeah, like there was a couple times where in the past few fights where he did no talking. And even during the press conference, he's not being loud and wild. He's just being reserved. And like afterwards, MVP's like feeling the energy of the crowd and stuff like that. And Kevin Holland just walks off. Like he looks at him like he was going to say something, and then just like looks around and then just like walks off real fast. It was kind of weird. And it was almost like pouting a little bit, or like butt hurt. Like, oh, this guy's getting, he's stealing my thunder. He's stealing my attention or something. I don't know what that was. But if you saw the press conference, you know what I'm talking about. And it was just odd behavior. And why is he a cowboy all of a sudden? I mean, be whatever you want, dress however you want. I dress like a cowboy when I go places. It's a cool look. But why all of a sudden is Kevin Holland? I don't understand. The look usually is supposed to like interact with the personality. And, Kevin Holland's kind of like, he's like a ninja, a street gangster, a superhero. Like, and now he's a cowboy that doesn't talk? Just like a stoic cowboy that's awkward? I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Anyway, this is my assessment this is just my reaction of UFC 299 press conference. And I am very excited about every fight on the main card. Pretty much, yeah. I'm excited about Gilbert Burns versus Jack. I'm excited about Peter Yan versus Song Yadong. I'm excited about Poirier versus Denise. I'm excited about, obviously, Cheeto and O'Malley too. I'm excited about them all. Just really looking forward to this card. And I will be going out of town and watching it from a hotel room so I can go swimming later that night and sit in a jacuzzi with my lady. And that is why we call it MMA Flicks and Chill. Chris out.
Yeah. Thank you for kicking in with MMA Flicks and Chill. Yeah. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Ring the bell.